He was a pop star on a motorbike, on a Harley.
He was rock and roll.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for
There's only one Evel Knievel.
and whatever comes our way.
But there was just something very cool about what he did.
Make it happen. Take the world in a
Evel Knievel was the best. Is the best.
explode into space. I never wanna die.
He's just an extraordinary, unique person.
Born to be wild.
In the 1970s, he was the Jack Flash who jumped through fire, over bikes, cars, buses and trucks. Evel Knievel, the greatest, bravest, many would say most bonkers, daredevil showman ever. Oh, yes.
There are two things that stand out in history. One is being a whore, prostitute. The other is being a gladiator, spilling your blood. I am one of those two. People come to see me die.
Yes, he was a gladiator, a leather-clad demigod who rode quite literally through the valley of death and packed out arenas across the world.
Evel Knievel is most definitely an entertainer. He did what he did not just for the money, but he did it because of the public acclaim that he got.
Here was a man that turned 15 seconds into 2.5 hours. You know, ostensibly a jump, which takes, you know, it's a few seconds down the ramp, that, and however many seconds to crash and fall off it.
He was the first one to do it the way he did. It was his style.
Here was someone that would ride up the ramp and down the ramp and do untold wheelies and then get on a different bike.
Evel was all about the hype. Before a jump, he would just build up the anticipation. He would talk about it.
It is just all about the moment. And if you can stretch that out and spin it out to that length of time, that's entertainment.
He was a guy who kind of looked at the situation and decided that the glory was better than the danger that he might face, and just went for it.
With his custom-made stars and stripes white suit, he was every inch the superstar, Elvis on a motorbike. And he loved America. Preaching good old-fashioned values, it was no surprise he was the ultimate hero to the God-fearing blue-collar masses.
Boy, I believe in God and I pray every single day. I especially pray before I get ready to go on that jump.
Praying was a useful pastime for the man who's broken 35 bones in his body, had 14 operations, and even been in a coma for 29 days.
Evel Knievel, good luck, break a leg.
Thank you. Thank you.
Evel Knievel was rebuilt regularly. And I suspect probably it's affected his brain a bit as well. I can't see that you know, if you're going to break up all the bits that you've got, you've probably broken your head a few times as well. And I can't believe that he's undamaged. I think it's quite fantastic that he's still alive.
So, why would you keep doing it?
What you're asking me is a question why. You can't answer that. You don't know why you do what you do. You don't know where you're going to go. You just hope.
Fair play. And it would seem jumping for America did indeed have its own reward. Jumping for America.
Bill Jenkins.
Yes, this was a man born of hardy stock. It was America, 1938, a country still reeling from the Great Depression, bankruptcies, massive unemployment, and widespread poverty. The future looked less than perfect as Robert Craig Knievel arrived in Butte, Montana, in America's hard-bitten Midwest.
My mother and dad were separated, divorced when I was 6 months old, and my grandparents raised me and were my mother and father, my mammy and pappy.
Butte was a tough mining town near the Canadian border, and Bobby quickly learned how to survive here on his own streetwise wits.
It's a real kind of hardcore brawling, drinking, brawling, falling over, getting up again, and, you know, I've broken my leg, doesn't matter, you get to work the next morning.
Robert married his childhood sweetheart Linda in the autumn of 1959. Within a year, they had a son to support, and he started his own semi-pro hockey team, the Butte Bombers. this was just one of several really rubbish career moves.
There was no money in hockey. It was my dream to be a pro hockey player, just no money in it.
Evel had a checkered career even before he became a daredevil. He did work down the local copper mine in Butte. He also would earn a few extra quid arm wrestling in the local bars. One of the things that he got involved in was safe breaking.
A lot of us who were wise guys around this town, several of us, we learned to crack safes. We could crack a safe, blow a safe, peel a safe, anything.
Well, the story is he got hauled in by the local sheriff for stealing hubcaps, and his cell's next door to some local hood called Awful Knorful.
Bill Awful Knorful was in this cell, and we put